My name is Ryan Bronkema, the Director of Academic Transition Programs, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Electoral College process. In most elections, choosing a winner is pretty easy. You tally up the number of total votes, and the candidate with the most votes wins. However, with an election as important as the one for the United States President, there are some other things to consider, like the needs of individual states. We're a nation of states, and our presidential election takes that into account by filtering popular votes in each state through the Electoral College. Our votes still add up to determine the president, but the Electoral College throws in a little bit of a wrinkle. Each state gets a number of electoral votes based on the number of members of the United States House and Senate. Georgia has 14 members of the House and 2 senators. So combined, we have 16 total Electoral College votes. If you add up all the Electoral College votes across the United States, there are 538. Each state, except for 2, gives all of their electoral votes to the candidate that wins that state. For example, whatever candidate wins the state of Georgia, popular vote in November, will get all 16 of our votes. This means that there are some sort of funny math things that happen with the popular vote, in that a candidate could win a state by 1 vote and get 100% of the Electoral College votes in that state, or a candidate could get all of the popular vote in a state and still only get just the Electoral College votes for that state. This makes it for some funky math that it's actually possible for a presidential candidate to win the popular vote across all states, but not win the electoral vote and therefore not win the presidency. This is exactly what happened in the year 2000 and then again in the year 2016. In order to win the presidential election, a candidate must have a majority of the Electoral College votes. In our case, this means that a candidate has to have 270 Electoral College votes to win. Every state in the United States has at least 3 electoral votes, and California has 55. So if you add all that up, again, it comes out to 538. There are 2 states that actually don't use a majority Electoral College process, in that they divide up their Electoral College votes depending on who gets a fraction of the vote. So there are a couple of states that do it a little bit differently, but all states except for 2 give 100% of their votes to the candidate that gets the popular vote in that state. This means that when you vote in November, and please vote, when you vote in November, your vote counts in the Georgia popular vote, but it doesn't count in any other states. So that's important to sort of keep track. Like we're contributing to the Georgia election process, and we're competing to get those Georgia Electoral College votes. For many people who feel as though they might be in the minority party of their state, it might discourage them from voting, because if their vote, they don't feel like their vote counts or is going to matter, because this state's Electoral College votes might already be quote unquote decided. But please know that every vote counts, and you need to go out and vote, because approximately 40% of the public don't vote. And if those people did end up going to vote, perhaps our intuitions about who and what candidate might win would be totally different. So please know that in a process to sort of contribute to Georgia's popular election, your vote matters, and it's really important to get out and vote and make sure that you're contributing to our Electoral College process. Thank you so much for learning a little bit about the Electoral College process, and remember, get out and vote.